tales from Cottonwood Trail.
Campfire Stories. This is nice. I always enjoy sitting next to a warm campfire on a chilly autumn evening.
Me too. There's something so comforting about a cozy fire with friends.
Yeah, it'd be better if there were marshmallows and chocolate for s'mores, though.
No kidding! Who's in charge of bringing those?
Who do you think?
What are you looking at me for? You never said I had to bring anything.
Morton, I asked you to bring the stuff for s'mores.
And I'll say the same thing I said when you asked. Some more what? How can I bring more of something if I don't know what it is in the first place?
S'mores are when you roast a marshmallow over a fire and put it on a cookie with chocolate.
Well, that sounds delicious. I'll have one of those.
We don't have them, remember?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay, Morton. Maybe Rob will bring some when he's done his evening patrol.
Yeah, but what should we do in the meantime?
I got an idea. We've got a chilly, dark night and a campfire. It's just the right setting for telling some scary stories.
Sitting and listening to stories? Sounds good to me. Who's got a good one to start?
I'll show you how to do it. This story is called The Bloodsucker. It was a warm, humid night, and a porcupine slept restlessly in her home. The only things that could be heard were the typical sounds of the forest at night. That is, until the familiar buzzing of an annoying little bloodsucker cut through the darkness. This was no ordinary mosquito, however, and as it landed to bite the porcupine, something happened that would change her life forever. Ouch! What just bit me?
Oh, that would be me.
You pesky mosquito. Couldn't you bother somebody else? I ought to come up there and give you a piece of my mind.
You're no frog, and unfortunately for you, I've already given you a gift of my own. Not so much a piece of my mind, but I guess you could say it was kind of like another piece of myself. You see, I'm not your ordinary mosquito. I'm special.
What are you talking about?
You'll see soon enough.
With that, the mosquito flew off into the night. The next day, the porcupine went to meet some of her friends for a fun day in the park, but the day turned out to be anything but fun. Hey, pass the ball over here.
Nice catch!
Whew, that was a lot of running. I could really use a cool down.
Sure. You want a soda?
I was thinking maybe we could go to the swamp to cool down.
That's weird. Why would you want to go to the swamp? It's gross.
I don't know. I just feel like it would be very stimulating.
Are you okay? You sound kind of funny.
And your nose seems to be getting longer, too.
Not to mention those weird-looking things growing on your head.
Yeah, they look like antennae or something.
I'm fine. You're the ones being strange. But the porcupine didn't really believe that. The truth was, she was feeling very strange. She went home right away to take a little nap. When she woke up, it was dark outside. She realized she had slept the rest of the day. Although she felt much better, she couldn't help but feel drawn to the swamp. I need to go to the swamp. That's exactly what I need. Bzzz. Well, that was weird. Why did I buzz like that? Bzzz. There we go again. What's going on? The porcupine began to make her way across the room towards the door. She felt very light, almost as if her feet were barely touching the ground. As she continued on, she caught a glimpse of something in her mirror. Oh no, that pesky mosquito is back. I thought I told you to leave me alone. She moved closer to the mirror and noticed that the mosquito moved closer too. In a moment of complete horror, she realized that the mosquito she was seeing in the mirror was in fact her. What in the world? How can this be? I'm a porcupine, not a mosquito. It was then that the words of the mosquito from the night before came to her.
But I guess you could say it was kind of like another piece of myself. You see, I'm not your ordinary mosquito. I'm special.
In terror, she raced out the door. Her new body was confusing, difficult to understand. How had this happened? What was so special about that mosquito? Why did she have such a strong desire to go to the swamp? As she flew along the moonlit forest, her tiny new wings buzzed furiously and carried her mosquito body precariously toward the marshy waters of the swamp. As she thought about what to do and how to turn herself back into a porcupine, she heard a noise from behind her. Who's there? Is there someone who can help me? She turned to see a large green shape, and in one quick motion, the world went dark as the tongue of a giant frog became the last thing she ever saw. The end.
The end? But what happened to the porcupine?
I just told you. She turned into a mosquito and was eaten by a frog.
Yeah, good one.
A good one? But it was terrifying!
Exactly. It's a scary story. That's the point.
I got something.
Nice. Well, what spine-tingling tale have you got for us, Frank?
It's called Dis-a-Bear. On a dark and stormy night, a bear wandered along a deserted road. He'd been on his way to his friend's home, but in the darkness and rain, he'd become confused and was now looking for anywhere to dry off and drink a soda. That's when he noticed the creepy-looking mansion up ahead and decided to see if anyone could help him out. Hello? Anybody there? Well, I guess I'll just go in then. The bear walked into the strange building and noticed the glow of a light in the distance. He followed the light to a back room where he was surprised to find a frazzled-looking shrew in a long white scientist's coat. Cautiously, the bear approached the shrew.
Hey, wait a second. What's a shrew?
It's like a mouse.
Oh, okay, never mind. Keep going.
Hey there, bud.
Ah, what are you doing here?
I got lost in the rain and your door was open.
Oh, yeah. I always forget to close that. Well, feel free to stay here until the rain lets up. Can I get you anything?
I could really go for a soda.
Of course. There should be one on the table over there. My name's Dr. Spitzmaus, by the way. Don't mind me. I'm just conducting some little science experiments. It's kind of my thing.
Cool. Thanks. The bear made his way over to the table and grabbed what looked to him like a regular can of soda. He took a gulp. That's some weird soda you got there, Doc.
Ach, du liebe Zeit! Not that one!
Uh-oh. What did I just drink?
That's one of my special formulas!
Special formula?
Yeah, but no problem. I'm sure everything will be fine. There won't be anything strange that happens to you overnight while you're sleeping.
Okay, good.
Yeah, good. No problem.
Not long after, the rain stopped and the bear made his way back to his cave to sleep. The next day, the bear woke up and came out of his cave only to discover that the other animals were acting strangely around him. Hey guys, how's it going?
Huh? Who said that?
Is someone there?
It's me.
I don't see anyone.
This is weird. Let's get out of here.
Something very odd was going on. Suddenly, the bear remembered the encounter he'd had the night before and the mysterious formula that had ended up in his belly. He looked in a nearby puddle to see his reflection and was shocked to see nothing but water. He immediately came to a chilling realization. He was invisible.
Invisible?
Yep.
What happens next?
At first, the bear began thinking of ways he could use his strange new ability. He played pranks.
And I knew that. Ow! Hey! Who pulled my tail?
There's no one there.
No one except that floating can of cola.
Floating can of cola? Ah!
He avoided doing work.
I wonder where that bear is. I could really use his help moving all my supplies for the bake sale.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Me neither. I hope he's okay.
But after a while, pulling pranks and avoiding work got boring, and the bear started to grow tired of being invisible. He decided to let his friends in on his secret, but when he tried to tell them, he made an unsettling discovery.
Have you guys seen our friend? I haven't seen him in forever.
Me neither.
Hey guys, I know you can't see me, but it's because I'm invisible. I have been for a while.
I don't think anyone's seen him. It's like he's disappeared.
Guys, I'm right here. I just told you.
Maybe he'll come back someday.
What? Why can't you guys hear me?
I hope so. I miss him.
Yeah, me too.
I'm right here. Look, I'll even touch you to prove it. But as the bear reached out to touch them, his hand passed right through. It seemed that as time had gone on, he had begun to disappear more and more. Although he continued to try to communicate with his friends, they never saw him again. Some say he still wanders around, trying to find someone who can see him.
He wanders around? Where?
Could be anywhere. Maybe the Northwoods, maybe the creek, or maybe right here.
Right here.
Oh, brother. It's just a story, guys. It's not real.
If it's not real, then who's touching your shoulder?
Ah! The bear's got me!
Sorry, Matilda. It's just me.
What? The bear is actually Rob?
Rob, you scared me half to death.
Yeah, well, I've been hiding in the bushes for a few minutes listening to your stories, and I thought there might be an opportunity to pop out and scare you.
Yeah, I saw you a while ago. I figured I could set you up.
That was a really scary ending to some pretty scary stories. Yeah, but did you guys notice the similarities between Matilda and Frank's stories?
Yeah, Oz just said it. They were scary.
Well, there was something else that I noticed. In Matilda's story, the porcupine slowly changes after the mysterious mosquito infects her. The bear in Frank's story is very similar. He drinks the formula and everything seems fine for a while, but over time he realizes that he's much worse off. Both stories were good examples of the dangers of sin. Sometimes people start doing something they know they shouldn't do, and it seems fine at first, but the more they give into it, the more it takes over their lives and pulls them away from God.
Now that's scary.
No kidding. Romans 6:16 says, "Don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey God, which leads to righteous living."
I guess the porcupine and the bear made the wrong decisions.
I guess so, but they were only stories. Following God is something we can do for real.
That's a nice thought after a scary evening.
Yeah, but there's still something missing.
What's that?
We still don't have any s'mores.
Don't you worry. I brought some.
Oh,
Yay!
Some more! And while we get those together, I've got one more story. Okay, it was a dark night, and a mosquito was buzzing around a porcupine. The mosquito bit the porcupine and was all like, "Wah-ha-ha-ha!"
Hey, that's the story I told. If you take my story, I'm eating your s'more.
Yikes! That's the scariest thing I've heard all night!
This has been a donor-funded production by Square One World Media, created and written by Jordan Evans. Starring in this episode were Jordan Evans, Karen Reimer, and Joanna Braun.